we're talking about, last week we talked about criticism and its effect. So this week, we're talking about the envious man sees no good in others.
Wow.
The envious man sees no good in others. CCH 175, paragraph 3. CCH 175, paragraph 3.
When you're going to do this Sabbath school, do you usually let the people know what is going to be on so we can read before or not?
Yeah, we go by chapters. Like,
Yes, okay, so everybody knows what they're supposed to be reading.
you didn't do, because we go by chapters in the
I
book.
didn't know that, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The envious man sees no good in others.
So we're going to
Driving and walking.
because they know we're going into the book, the counsel for the church, and we're going, like I got this chapter, the next chapter, the next teacher after me got the next chapter, and next teacher after them.
I do have to do that.
Go ahead, John.
We are not to allow our perplexities and disappointments to eat into our soul and make us fretful and
Impatient. So what she's saying right here, we are not allowed our perplexities and disappointment to eat into our soul and make us fretful and impatient. Go ahead, John.
let there be no strife, no envy, thinking, or
Evil thinking.
oh, okay, thank you. Let there be no strife, no evil thinking or evil speaking, lest we offend God.
Okay, so what this telling us, when we have strife, evil thinking, or evil speaking, who do we offend? We offend God, right? We think we're offending, you're offending your brother when you do that, but you're offending God first, then your brother. Okay.
My brother, if you open your heart to envy and evil surmising, the Holy Spirit cannot abide with you.
That is strong, isn't it? That's heavy. If you open your heart to envy and evil surmising, the Holy Spirit cannot abide with you. If Christ not abide with you, who abide with you?
Yeah.
What page you on? 170, 175, paragraph 3.
Evil surmising.
He was surmising.
What I say?
I said, what is it?
What?
I said, what is it?
That's evil surmising is plotting, talking against it.
Suspecting and imagining upon slight evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Suspecting.
Thinking evil, not people.
Not really
knowing for
knowing.
sure just going on someone else's word or what you
Mhm.
think and having
Because that's a lot. People, you know what I heard, like we said last week, evil surmising. You don't know the fact. You don't know the truth. And it
By the time we
just,
get to the sixth person, I said, by the time the sixth person hear about it, and they tell somebody else, it'd be a total different story.
Probably have to get past the second one.
For the second one.
especially when you can't hear good, huh? Okay, John.
You know, even to the tone of it, even how you tell it. Because you ain't gonna tell it the way the person told it. You might say it in a meaner, harsher way. You might like holler it out, and it wasn't nothing like that. Seek for the fullness that is in Christ. Labor in His line. Let every thought and word and deed reveal Him.
See, this is what they're telling you. They told you about the evilness and evil surmising. Now they're telling you what you need to do for not to be like that. Seek for the fullness that is in Christ, labor in His line. Let every thought and word and deed reveal Him.
You need a daily baptism of the love that's in the day of the apostles, made them all of one accord. This love will bring health to the body, mind, and soul. Surround your soul with the atmosphere that will strengthen spiritual life. Cultivate faith, hope, courage, and love. Let the peace of God rule in your heart.
It made me think about it. It said that the day of the apostles made them all of one accord. That made me think about when the Holy Spirit came. You remember? Mm-hmm. Do you think the Holy Spirit could have came if they were bickering, strife, talking evil against one another? Do you think they would have gotten it?
That's what the Holy Spirit took so long coming first. I mean, waiting for that right moment.
Excuse me, what is it?
Nothing.
Okay. Let's read some scripture. Okay, Rosa, can you read Psalms 37, verses 1 and 2? Rebecca, could you read Proverbs 23, 17? Brother Fisher, could you read Proverbs 24, 1, 19, and 20? Tajane, could you read Proverbs 3, 31? Dinah, could you read Proverbs 14, 30? And Emma, could you read Romans 1, 28, 29, 1, 28 through 32? You guys got it?
Psalms 37, 1 and 2.
Yes, Psalm 37, 1 and 2.
Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb.
Yeah, the green herb. God tell you not to be envious of them because of what? What are you going to do?
Where did she just read?
Psalm 37, 1 and 2. Okay, who got Proverbs 23, 17?
Oh, 23. Let not thine heart envy sinners. Let not thine heart envy sinners. But be thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long.
Because if you envy sinners, so what you going to be?
You want to be just like him?
You're going to be just like them.
Get down in the grip.
Works.
Yeah, that's true.
We should
That's true.
knowing what we know.
So there's only one way you can envy sinners?
No, we didn't say, what way was that? We didn't say,
Huh?
what way you saying?
I'm just saying.
Oh, you got them sinners. You,
Not
no
envy.
way.
I mean, like, say there's a promotion going on.
Mhm.
Glad you know I already go ahead on that. I know what you're gonna say. If it's meant for you, God will be.
But no, if a promotion is going on and the position is open, and if all of you guys want, the position is open for anyone to get, and all of you guys want that promotion, ain't nothing wrong with you guys applying for it, right? But if someone else has something, because they say envy is painful or resentful awareness of advantage enjoyed by another John with a desire to possess the same advantage. It's painful because you want what someone else has.
Okay, so.
And then with that envy, after you envy somebody, what do it lead to? Envy leads to murder. But like you said, if it's a position open and you guys want to apply for it, you can. And nothing wrong with that.
But so the next person you don't receive it, you know that you were more qualified for the position. And someone got way less qualified than you. And you
That's
have
the
a little.
world's way of doing it. I've seen that over and over and over and over.
So I shouldn't have anything I shouldn't ask.
Wish them the
You have a
best.
little feeling behind that.
Yeah, but just leave everything in God's hand. You shouldn't be upset. Like, be angry with them.
Yeah,
Why you be angry with them and the person that hired them?
They was the one that made the decision.
It is the attitude you take when, somebody else that you say, okay, that's fine, just get it out of it and, work with that person, that's a big So it is like when you wanted to pass a test, you study for it. If you pass it, you're ready. If not, you're not ready yet. You have to study more. You have to prepare yourself more to be able to pass the test. Sometimes it takes you 5 times to take the test, but are you going to persist? Is that something you really want? Or is something forget it? So it is the attitude. It might take another person, boom, one time, that's it. But not that person. Each person is different. So they say, okay, good for you, but I haven't done it yet. Just to take, to be able to pass to be able to have the credential to teach in this country, I have to take the test 10 times.
Oh, 10 times?
I took it 10 times.
But you finally passed, though. That's the good.
But I
See,
didn't
that's called striving.
Perseverance.
That's the way we're supposed to be trying to get to heaven. Striving to get to heaven. Keep going. Don't let the devil knock you down. Get right back up. But don't practice sin.
And I don't mind saying it because I want to be a help someone who has done it for 5 times. Just don't give up. There is hope. You must be kind. Because the minute you give up, it's just like, okay, that's it.
It's true.
And God knows His time. In His time.
Okay, who's next?
Proverbs 24:1, 19 and 20.
Proverbs 24:1.
You give me 24:1, 19 and 20? No, you.
Yeah,
Can you give me verse 1 too, Chris?
yeah. 24, 1, 19 and 20.
24:1. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. Verse 19. Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious of the wicked. For there shall be no reward to the evil man, the counsel of the wicked shall be put out.
And if his light is put out, then what are you in? What's the total darkness? He in total darkness. Proverbs 3:31.
Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
He said, choose none of his ways. Did God tell us, the word is so plain and simple. But when it's time, when it comes to us, we have to pray and ask for the Holy Spirit to let it become a part of us in our being. Because our flesh, when our first parents sinned, that's it. You got the spirit of the devil, and you have the spirit of Christ. And for to have the spirit of Christ, you really got to pray and strive. You have to deny self and let God come in. See, if you read these scriptures, when someone did something to you or said something about you, that's when the self, the devil gets in you, go to whisper in your ears. He said, choose none of his ways. Because if you choose his ways, that's why so many shooting and killing and robbing. Even if did something to someone, road rage, you see it many times. People stop their car and get to fight on the freeway. So we have to pray and ask God to help us, because if we don't. Okay. Romans chapter 1. That's the next one, right?
Romans 1, starting at verse 28 and working down to the end of the chapter. Romans 1:28 says, and even as they did not like to retain God's knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
You see all these different things he just named? Unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness. They're sisters and brothers. They have the same parent. And if we got to stop. If we have these traits, Lucifer is our father. These are sisters and brothers. These different. So what, Rebecca?
No, you said father, I said daddy.
You said Satan? Nothing.
No, she said daddy. You said father. She said daddy. But it's the same thing.
Okay. Okay, now let's go back to the book. CCH 175, paragraph 4. I think that is now. Isn't that paragraph? This first sentence, I tried to, fix it. It's a, could you read that, Evan? Ray, could you read that?
With the 175?
Paragraph 4, 175, paragraph 4.
Envy is not merely a perverseness of temper,
Okay, just keep going.
but a distemper.
Okay, it said envy is not merely a perverseness of temper, but a distemper. Perverseness means it's a turn away from what is right or good or corrupt. But distemper means to throw out of order, deranged, unsettled. So if you have envy, and it says disorder of all your faculties. So if you have envy, that means all your faculties is messed up. Help me y'all on this. Is this what it's saying?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. So envy is something else. Envy is a destroyer.
Envy was that the devil kicked out that position we in. Just by envy.
It is also in Galatians 1:19.
You know, and something else that made me think about envy, when they say disorder all your faculties. Have y'all ever seen a hoarder's house? Y'all ever seen it? Do you see, you can't even see the floor, you can't see the furniture, you can't see, it got so much stuff. That's the way this can remind me about your faculties. It's just messed up.
I knew a man back in Mississippi, he kept on hoarding stuff, bringing stuff in. Back in Mississippi, when you go out Highway 27, you can see his house at first, but through the years, he had covered the house. You can't see his house on the highway anymore. He must have piled it house.
That's what envy is. Envy brings all the evil. If it's evil, envy brings it. It's like a magnet. It's drawing it to you. So we need to pray, you guys. Okay, you can finish, right?
It doesn't stop at that person.
No, it does.
It doesn't stop at that person.
Whoever that person associate, it's to even be around them. You can feel it. It have an effect on you. Okay.
But the distemper which disorders all the faculties. It began with Satan. He desired to be first in heaven because he could not have all the power and glory he sought. He rebelled against the government of God. He envied our first parents and tempted them to sin and thus ruined them and all the human race.
You see, like you said, when it didn't stop at that person. See, it started with Lucifer and he passed it on to us. Okay.
Chris, it reminds me of Genesis 3:15, you know. If we step on the serpent, Yeah, we might kill the serpent if it's there from the gate strong enough, but if the serpent bites us, we are dead. So what do we need to have? So if that snake bites us, we need, if we put the armor of God, we can step on it without any problem. But if we don't have it, it might be there, but I don't know.
That's true. That's true. Okay, Joseph.
The envious man shuts his eyes to the good qualities and noble deeds of others.
What do he do?
Shuts his
He
eyes.
shuts his eyes. Okay?
He is always ready to disparage and misrepresent that which is excellent. Men often confess and forsake other faults, but there is little to be hoped for from the envious man.
What did it say? But there is little to be hoped for from the envious man. Since the envious person is to admit that he is a superior, pride will not permit any concession. What did it say? Pride would not what?
Permit any concession.
Keep going.
If an attempt be made to convince the envious person of his sin, he becomes even more bitter against the object of his passion. And too often he remains incurable.
He remained incurable. You see what it just said? If any attempt be made to convince the envious person of his sins, he becomes even more bitter against the object of his passion, and too often he remains incurable. That means, if he's incurable, then what?
No.
Because why? He wouldn't accept it. Let's read about Joseph. Let's read about Joseph. Mitchell, could you read Genesis 37, 3, 4, and 8? 3, 4, and 8. And Darryl, could you read 10 and 11? Genesis 37. Mitchell gonna read 3, 4, and 8. And Darryl, you read 10 and 11. And Juanita, could you read Acts 7, 9?
Genesis 4:37.
Yeah, Genesis 37.
Okay, 37, 3, 4.
Yeah, 3, 4, and 8.
Now Israel loved Joseph more than all the children, because he was the son of his old age. And he made him a coat of many colors. And when he and his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all his brothers, they hated him and could not speak peaceable unto him.
See that? When they saw that their father, made him a coat of many colors, made him a coat now. When they saw that, and his father loved him more than them all the brothers, they hated him and could not speak peaceable unto him. Okay, verse 8.
And his brother said unto him, Shall thou indeed reign over us? Or shall thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him, yet the more for his dream and for his words.
So what it's saying, I skipped the verses. He was talking about the dream that he had. Remember Joseph said he had a dream? He told it to his father, his brother, where they were going to bow down to him and stuff, and they didn't like that at all. That made him, the brothers hated him worse. Okay, there, 10 and 11.
You know, I want to say this, when their dad was showing favoritism, then on top of the favoritism, he was having dreams that even lifted himself up more so over what his father had did. So naturally that brought forth that envy and that hatred even more. Like, oh, Dad already loved you and doing this for you and this and that. Now you're telling us you're going to rule over us?
Because they said that it was the son he had in his old age. But still, it wasn't, and it was by Rachel. It still wasn't a reason to do that. What the children should have did, they went to their father and said, Father, we see, you show more favoritism to Joseph than us. you know,
But they had cut us so bad.
huh?
Yeah, but they had cut us so bad.
Okay, down, 10 and 11.
And he told it to his father and his brother, and his father rebuked him and said unto him, What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brother indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee, to the earth? And his brother envied him. But his father observed the same.
His brother envied him, didn't he? Okay, so sufficient, Acts 17, Acts chapter 7, verse 10.
Acts 17.
No. Acts chapter 7, verse 10.
Acts 17. And delivered him out of all his afflictions, and gave him favor and wisdom in the sight of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And he made him governor over all his house.
Yeah, you know what it was? It was 9, Sister Fisher, I'm sorry. Acts 7, 9. You know that's right here in my paper. I don't know why I said 10.
And the patriarch moved with envy, soldiers with the Egypt, for God with him.
So his brethren was moved with envy and sold Joseph, right? And God was with him. Now we're going to see what it's talking about. Let's go to Patriarchs and Prophets. PP 239, paragraph 2. PP 239, paragraph 2. Rebecca, you have your book? I want you to read paragraph 2. Lynn, could you read paragraph 3? Who else have that book, that tablet? And Kay, could you read paragraph 4?
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
The life of Joseph illustrated the life of Christ. It was envy that moved his brothers, to Joseph to sell him as a slave. They hoped to prevent him from becoming greater than themselves.
What? They hope to prevent him from becoming greater than themselves, okay?
You know what? If God is with you, nothing is going to stop whatever you plan to do against a person.
Yeah, that's so
If
true.
God, you see that statement she just read?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to tell you to prevent you from becoming more than us. If God is with you, a person can kill you and you will still be greater than them. Because he can bring it about. He can bring it about. Your name is just like he did with Mary Magdalene.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you have communion, you're going to bring up her name. You're going to be, I mean, it's in the moral heart.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't come back, if you die in Christ, you will not burn it.
That is true. So see, it just, when you bring it out, you see it, you know. If you still, their God, they're dead, and it's still more than them.
It is so true. And they knew when they sold their brother how we're going to hurt their father's heart. But they probably didn't care because they said, you loved him more than you loved us anyhow. You see?
When you hate somebody, it don't bother you. And you go from one step to the next step to the next step. The only thing that they didn't do, they didn't kill him. Because they hated him just that bad.
They was going to kill him,
Yeah.
but Reuben, the oldest brother, told him not to.
Yeah. Because they know that they would have broke their father's heart. That's the only thing that stopped them.
And they was already great. Because it said they didn't want to become greater than they was, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
I said they said they didn't want him to become great as them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they was already great. So usually how things work is if you're gonna get better and better. So he had a long ways to catch up.
And also we can learn that when you don't do what's right, you're always going to have the consequences there. Like, you know, his father suffered more because he loved him more.
Mm-hmm.
And when the person does something like that, he's they thought he was dead. His father was still grieving and grieving. It still didn't make them, make him love them anymore. He still, his love for Joseph was still there, and he thought he was dead.
It was probably great,
Yeah.
because of him just suffering behind him, because sometimes that takes some people out. Like the movie star. The mom died, or the daughter died one day, the mom died the next day.
And they remind me of Jesus. He thought everything would be all right when they killed him. But Jesus was more powerful dead than he was alive.
Yes, indeed. Praise the Lord.
And then back in the early times when they killed the Christian, the more they killed them, the more became Christian. So, okay, Rebecca.
I thought it was Lynn. It's all you supposed to
You didn't finish.
I'm sorry. Let me go back to find it.
And when
Okay. And when he was carried to Egypt, they flattered themselves that they were to be no more trouble with his dreams, that they had removed all possibility of the fulfillment.
See, when people try to get rid of you, that's why they're trying to get rid of you. But, like you said, with God, okay.
But their own course was overruled by God to bring about the very event that they designed to hinder.
See that? Okay.
So the Jewish priests and elders was jealous of Christ, fearing that he would attract the attention of the people from them. They put him to death to prevent him from becoming king, but they were thus bringing about the very result.
Ain't that something? I like that. Okay. Who reading next? Okay.
Joseph, through his bondage in Egypt, became a savior to his father's family. Yet this fact did not lessen the guilt of his brothers. So the crucifixion of Christ by his enemies made him the Redeemer of mankind, the Savior of the fallen race, and ruler over the whole world. But the crime of his murderers was just as heinous as though God's providential hand had not controlled events for his own glory and the good of man.
What they did, what God wanted, it still went. You know what I mean? It happened. But by them being the one that Satan used, they still got to suffer for what they done. They wrong that the devil, used them, like the serpent. Okay, who next?
It's like persecution. As you said, persecution is going to come. It has to come. Going to war to the one from whom it comes.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people persecute you, they do something, they say something. You can thank that person. Because if it takes you to God, I've had things that happen to me, especially on jobs, different people, make you pray more. You get up at night and they're on your mind, you go to the bathroom, you come back, you go to bed, you constantly throughout the day. If you take it to God and you praying, what that person is doing makes you get closer to God. But then you still woe unto the person from whom it's coming.
Yeah.
So God is, he's powerful, and that's what it takes. That person will thank you. Well, thank you. For doing to me what you have done to me, but it didn't have to come from me.
Just like Lucifer. Not Lucifer, Judas. He didn't have to be the one. But, because God didn't mark him out and say, you're going to be the one, Judas.
He finally got to that point.
Yeah, he did.
He got to that point. But I'm listening to all this. It shows that God is so long range. He's saying what's going to happen. All the way through the Bible, you see his people as well as the devil's people try to prevent it. And then God got to wait years down the line to bring it right back around, and then to keep going. And Abraham messed up. Jacob, he messed up by killing his brother's birthright. The children of Israel messed up. Moses messed up. If he didn't have to wait 40 years out in the wilderness, if he just did it God's way, he would have spared himself 40 years and then coming back. I mean, but it's always, we put God on the back burner. He said, it's still going to happen, but it's just going to take a little bit longer.
That's true. That is so true. So true. It's just like remind me too what you was just saying about who was it? There were two other people going to the promised land. There was Caleb and
Joshua.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because it's his word. Like what the scripture says, his word is out there, he put it out there, it's not going to come back void. It will come back exactly. Because like he just said, you might, try to prevent it, but it takes a while, but it's still going to happen just like he said.
Mm-hmm.
Because his word is going to actually produce exactly what he said it going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what the children of Israel. Remember he told them, in 400 years you're going to be in slavery, but that day you're going to be delivered. No matter what, that day, that particular exact day, they was delivered.
That is true. Satan will try to talk you out of it. He will try to tell you his way is the right way, but it's not.
And actually, when you really look at it, it's prophecy, and you play a part in the prophecy. Like you're talking about those 40 years, when you told him, I'm going to deliver you this exact day. These people make these mistakes, but prophecy falls within it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything happens on time.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, even the birth of Christ, everything happens right on time.
Mm-hmm.
Now David's ordinary, now they have a right on time.
Yeah.
But see, most of the time we think God is moving too slow. We want to have it. Like with Abraham and Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
They want to have it. We all old. Go reach your younger one. Take my servant. Come up with all the excuses. And all the time God told them, no, it's got to be you two. Can't be no other way. Can't divert that from the way I want it to happen.
That's true.
And just like John the Baptist dad, same way. Unbelief. He got punished for it.
Yeah, they were thinking when John said that about Sarah and Abraham, they were thinking what they could do, not what God could do. They were looking at, well, you're too old. See, that's what we have to do, take God at his word. Sometimes that is so hard to do. That's because we want to do it on our own. Sometimes, it's hard because we self want to do something. And Satan whisper in your ear and tell you to do something.
Yeah. Because in Abraham and Sarah's reason, God does the impossible. That's the problem. We can't see past the impossible.
Mm-hmm.
She done stopped having monthly cycles. Ain't no way I'm having no baby. God says you're going to have one this time next year. He came and see him. This time next year, you're going to have a kid. And I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened? She ended up laughing and having fun. I have your baby.
Because see, they were looking at what didn't happen in the past.
Mm-hmm.
They know from after the flood how the age had been cut back and childbearing had been just stopped, up until then. That don't happen no more. So, that they faithful with what's not there for them.
Yeah, that's true.
So they want to handle it.
That's so true.
Just like with Jacob and Esau. Jacob's supposed to have it. If they'd have been patient, I don't know how it would have happened, but God said that
It was going to happen.
it was going to happen.
There you go.
But see, they saw something else happening, so they wanted to cut it off. And then messed up everything. That woman, she didn't see her son no more. I know she died with a broken heart, and he did too. you know, that he didn't get to see his mom. But that's what we get for when we want to handle it.
Yeah.
Leave that man to God. He can take care of whatever it is, whatever the situation is. That's what we got to learn how to do.
But you know, God had everything from the time he said, let there be light, up until this time right now. He put everything, like Rebecca said, on the time schedule. And can't let him mess it up. Even when Joshua said, hey, I tell you what, God, tell the sun to stand still. Messed up the whole time works. God said, I got to put it back in order when it comes down to Hezekiah time. Back it back up so everything get right back in order. Everything got, because if he didn't do that, somewhere in the universe, something would have been out of line and messed up somewhere. So God said, okay, no, we got to fix that. But he just got everything running like clockwork.
Yeah, it is so true.
But you know something? Not just to our time. He got everything in order till when we change in a moment in the twinkling of an eye.
Amen.
Through the 60 ages of eternity, everything is solid. He already knows how it's going to happen. It's going to happen just like he had said. We just going to have to play our parts.
Ain't that something? Now, don't everyone in here want to be on God's side?
Should be.
Yes, you guys, let's be on God's side.
That's what we do find.
Amen.
But you know something? But the only thing about it is what we want. Our want supersedes for what God wants. You know, so we want to go the way we want to go. You know, just like you leave here, you might say, no, I'm going home to Waterman Street, to River Street. And God tell you, no, go down Springs Road. No, I'm not going.
Now about that though, when you see it thus said the Lord, and you want to divert from that, God said, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. You see that in black and white, and you don't want to do that.
Well, look at all the different denominations that we got. It's because of what I want. I think it should go like this. See, don't it make sense? Now the whole world is worshiping this day, so this is the way it should be. You know, and so that's what people do.
Okay, Sharon, okay.
As Joseph was sold to the heathen by his own brothers, so Christ was sold to his bitterest enemies by one of his disciples. Joseph was falsely accused and thrust into prison because of his virtue. So Christ was despised and rejected because his righteous, self-denying life was a rebuke to sin, and though guilty of no wrong, he was condemned upon the testimony of false witnesses. And Joseph's patience and meekness under injustice and oppression, his ready forgiveness and noble benevolence toward his unnatural brothers represent the Savior's uncomplaining endurance of the malice and abuse of wicked men, and his forgiveness not only of his murderers, but of all who have come to him confessing their sins and seeking pardon.
See how lovely God is? See how good he is? And just like with Joseph, when after their father had died, and they came to their brother, they thought their brother really was going to get them because of what they had done to him. And he cried, he got down, he came to them, and he cried up on their shoulders. He forgave his brother. When he found out they truly had repented, he forgave him.
His character, Joseph's character, was made in the power of God. God loved him. His character was good. He had a meek spirit.
But see, that was all in the hands of God. God knew what them boys were going to do. But also he knew what Joseph was going to do. He knew Joseph was was the one. It could have been either one of the other 10.
That's true.
Or the other 11. Could have been either one of them.
Just like came down today, the truth is, you know, that's the case, and he's looking for the king. For Israel. You know.
Okay. Just Bishop, you want to read? CCH 176, paragraph 1. Hmm? Yeah, 176, paragraph 1, CCH.
CCH. The envious man diffuses poison wherever he goes. Alienating friends, and stirring up hatred and rebellion against God and man. He seeks to be through best and greatest, not by putting forth heroic, self-denying effort to reach the goal of excellence himself, but by standing where he is and diminishing the mere due to the efforts of others. The tongue that delights in mischief, the babbling tongue that says, report, and I will report, I will report it, is declared by the Apostle James to be set on fire of hell. It scatters fire bands on every side. What cares the vendor of gossip that he defames the innocent? He will not stay his evil work, though he destroys hope and courage in those who are already sinking under their burdens. He cares only to indulge his scandalous, loving propensity. Even professed Christians close their eyes to all that is pure, honest, noble, and loving, and treasure up whatever is objectionable and disagreeable, and publish it to the world.
He said, even professed Christians close their eyes to all that is pure, honest, and noble, and lovely, and treasure up what is ever objectionable and disagreeable, and publish it to the world. So what I get from this here, if it's a disagreement in here, is this what it's saying? They're going to publish it to the world?
Yes, indeed.
They're going to say, tell it to someone else.
And God said, don't do that.
But you know, the key thing, what you read was, professed Christians do that.
Yes.
Not Christians.
Yeah, professed Christian. That's right. That's Christian. And then that put a spot on Jesus, huh?
Yes, indeed. Always.
Jealousy and fault finding. Jealousy and unhappy or angry feeling of wanting to have what someone else has. It pains me to say that there are unruly tongues among church members. There are false tongues that feed on mischief. There are sly, whispering tongues. There is tattling, impertinent, meddling, adoring, crazy. What do that mean? Adoring. Among the lovers of gospel, some are actually accused by curiosity, others by jealousy, many by hatred against those to whom God has spoken to reprove them. All these discordant elements are at work. Some conceal their real sentiments, while others are eager to publish all they know, or even suspect of evil against another.
Adroit means very clever or skillful.
What is it?
Very clever or skillful.
So you need to read that again, so we can put the definition in.
Okay. There are tattling, impertinent, meddling, adroit,
Adroit.
creasing among the lovers of gossip. Some are acute by curiosity, others by jealousy, many by hatred against those through whom God has been spoken to reprove them.
So they're clever. It's an art in doing those evil things. See, in order to be clever at something, you have to work at it. So really, if we're doing that, we're practicing evil.
And these are the people that's what now? All of us Christians? Huh?
Professed Christian.
Professed Christians. You know something, that's why you get someone, let's say for instance, you get some random person from the street coming in. They already doing all that. They can sit right on this back pew and they can break everybody down. We might not be able to see it all because we're around each other so much. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody come in here and that's what they do, they're in the streets, they used to getting over, they gonna sit back and go, oh, yeah, hear me right there, yeah. Well, over there, Rob. They gonna break it down. And the person that's doing it, not even knowing that this person know what you're about.
That is true.
And they be like, do I want to come here? Nah, I'm always just going back out on the streets.
So the way you act and carry yourself and handle yourself in the church, on the outside, they come back and they sit back and they sit back and watch. I see how she doing this, I see how he doing that, how she said this and he said that, and they just sum you up.
You know, that's why Jesus took them back to John 8:44. He says, "You are your father the devil. For the lust of your father you will do." You ain't got no say on the matter. When he say will do, you gotta do it.
It say, I saw that the very spirit of prejudice,
That's lying.
that will turn truth into falsehood, good into evil, and innocent into crime, is now active. Satan exalt.
Let me read that again.
I saw that the very spirit of perjury that will turn truth into falsehood, good into evil, and innocent into crime is now active.
So what they're saying is, you take that which is good, you turn it into evil. Calling that which is good bad, calling it which is bad good.
Because the title of this was Jealousy and Fault Finding. Because they're jealous, they want to find fault, they got envy, and they want to criticize.
You know, the very fact that a person is jealous, if a person is jealous of somebody else, deep down they feel like you're better than they are. Yeah, they do. They feel inferior and they project those feelings to you. They say it's you. Yeah, you think you're more than men. Where do you get that from?
Yeah.
When did I say that?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go to 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel chapter 18, verses 6 through 12. 1 Samuel chapter 18, 6 through 12. Would you read this for me, Brother Thomas?
Yes, I will.
Go to 15 too. And
1 Samuel chapter 18, starting at verse 6 down to verse 15, you said?
go to, 15 and then skip to 29.
Okay. 1 Samuel chapter 18, starting at verse 6. And it came to pass as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistines, that the women came out of all cities of Israel, singing and dancing to meet King Saul with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music. Verse 7. And the women answered one another as they played and said, Saul has slain his thousands, and David his 10,000. Verse 8. And Saul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him, and he said, Have they ascribed unto David 10,000, and to me they have ascribed but thousands? And what can they have more but the kingdom? Verse 9, and Saul eyed David from that day forward. Verse 10, and it came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from God came upon Saul, and he prophesied in the midst of the house. And David played with his hand as at other times, and there was a javelin in Saul's hand. Verse 11, and Saul cast the javelin, for he said, I will smite David even to the wall with it. And David avoided out of his presence twice. Verse 12, and Saul was afraid of David because the Lord was with him, and he despised and was despised from Saul. Oh, excuse me, departed from Saul. Thank you, Sister Bill. Verse 13, therefore Saul removed him from him and made him his captain over 1,000. And he went out and came in before the people. Verse 14, and David behaved himself wisely in all his ways, and the Lord was with him. In verse 15, wherefore when Saul saw that he behaved himself very wisely, he was afraid of him. And you say drop down to where?
29.
Verse 29. And Saul was yet the more afraid of David, and Saul became David's enemy continually. All because the Lord was with him.
Yeah, he said he behaved himself wisely. That's what made him really, he knew he was with God. Saul knew he was with God. Okay, let's go to...
I read a scripture. Titus 1:15 and 16. It says, unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure. But even their mind and conscience is defiled. They profess that they know God, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate. So my mind and conscience is garbage and just filth. When I come to church and I look at you guys, I'm like, yeah, these people ain't as dirty as I am. That's the way my mind goes.
You're right, brother.
You know, and even something like you read before, something that's innocent, I will make into a lie. Oh yeah, no, you can't believe it. They don't know what they're talking about. That can't be true. Because I'm unbelievable in my mind, God. Evil conscience.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm looking at what the bond is saying. So you take that two and you put it together. When you weigh the matter, I'm just going back, because I hear what he said, and I hear what he said earlier, the scripture that you read, a worldly person can come in and maybe see this and see that, but it's if you like that, if you truly like that. But what he's saying too, if that person come in, their mind is just pure, they're going to get out of line anyway. They're going to make you look dirty because their mind is dirty.
Yeah.
But you can be the most outstanding Christian in the church, in God's sight. Right. So it works two ways. Just like you said, you know. But the thing in the scripture says somewhere, and it says, whatever they say, let it be a lie. It's concerning.
Yeah, because Sister Billy said something last week when we was talking. I think it was Sister Billy used on there about at that moment something could have been wrong. You could have been.
Yeah.
Let me read it. TCH 176 paragraph 5. TCH 176 paragraph 5. It says, in their effort to carry a point, persons who have naturally a strong imagination are in danger of deceiving themselves and deceiving others. They gather up unguarded expression from another, not considering that words may be uttered hastily and hence may not reflect the real sentiments of the speaker, but those unpremeditated remarks, often so trifling as to be unworthy of notice, are viewed through Satan's magnifying glass, pondering and repeated until a molehill becomes a mountain. You see?
Because I said something in haste, or I was at this point, like Linda had said last Tuesday night, stress, and you just happen to be the one they snapped on. And you just happen to just look and see it. Oh, that's the way you act? I told you wasn't nothing to her.
But you have to pay for what you do.
Okay.
Let's go to Patriarchs and Prophet, 650, paragraph 1. PP 650, paragraph 1. Brother Fisher, can I get you to read that? I want you to skip down to that last sentence for the demon of jealousy in that paragraph. Not the last sentence, I mean by halfway. It says, demon of jealousy entered the heart of the king.
The demon of jealousy entered the heart of the king. He was angry because David was exalted above himself in the song of the women of Israel. In place of subduing these envious feelings, he displayed the weakness of his character and exclaimed, "They have ascribed unto David 10,000, and to me they have ascribed but thousands. And what can he have more but the king?"
See that? Saul got angry at David because of what the women said.
Mm-hmm.
But David did kill more, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that show you, I think about Jonathan from time to time when I read about Saul and David. Jonathan did not let that jealousy come into his heart like it was in his father. He became his friend. He was his friend. They loved one another. And that's confident. So you don't have to have this faith.
And he had to know something was wrong with his father. Because that was his father, he could have chose his father's side. But he knew David would let God lead him and his father wasn't.
You know, he said the demon of jealousy. If we would stop and think that all these wrong things we do are demons, I think we'd be more careful about what we say and do.
Yeah.
Demons.
Mm-hmm.
Demon of jealousy, demon of hatred, demon of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're demons.
Yeah.
It is not a characteristic of God, it's a demon.
Mm-hmm.
And we can call it by another name to soften the blow, but when reality hits and if it doesn't hit before God comes, we're not going back with him.
It is so true, Sister Lynn. So true.
And if we listen to the Holy Spirit, a lot of things we say and do, we will do because the Holy Spirit will tell you, don't say that, don't do that, don't go there.
Yes.
Maybe it's going to happen. And then when it happens, the Holy Spirit comes back and says, I told you not to do that. I told you not to say that. Because we don't know the consequences of the things, we don't know the repercussions that's going to come behind what we do and say.
That's true. That's true. And then after you do say it, he tell you, now you know what you got to do. And then you don't want to do it.
You don't want to cause don't do it. That is so true.
Okay, Brother Fisher.
I'm sorry. You know, I was going to say, a lot of times we can stop you from making bad mistakes. That was just, I was thinking about this person I read about online, and they said these people came to him at a point that helped change and turn his, and mess his life up. They came to him, talked to him, got him back on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
And people appreciate that. People think you're mellow. People think you're in their business. You don't know me. When if you sit back and think about it, that was wrong. That was wrong.
But God tell us too, he said, you are your brother's keeper. You're supposed to watch out. We're supposed to watch out for one another. If you see me, everybody in there got eyes. When you see me getting ready to make a bad move, if you love Jesus, you love me, you're going to come and say something to me about it.
And you don't like people when you go right around.
And the first thing I'm going to say, you meddling. You know?
Okay, let's go ahead. She's fine. I hope she do.
In Romans, I can't remember which chapter it's in, it says, no man liveth unto himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, we are our brother's keeper. So if somebody's coming to you in love, and even if they don't come to you in love, the Lord can use people out there in the street to tell us stuff. Because I know after I met my husband, this lady didn't even know Andrew. I don't think she even knew I was dating him at the time. I came from school, and she told me, she said, you got a degree, but your husband might not have one. I said, uh-huh. She said, did you hear what I said? And she repeated it. Now that was God. She didn't know anything. I don't think she did. I said, isn't this amazing that this lady telling me this? And she was our next door neighbor. So it's not what's behind somebody's name or the title they have, it's the character.
Yeah, that is so
Because
true.
I was praying, I prayed 7 years, Lord, give me a godly name. And he did.
Amen. Amen. And so you waited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave him to you, so I'm gonna go get him myself.
Everything was there. Would have been a LeVon, Aaron, Andrea.
Okay, Brother Fisher.
One great defect in the character of Saul was his love of approbation.
Yeah, he did. Love approval. That's true.
This trait had a controlling influence over his actions and thoughts. Everything was marked by his desire for praise and self-exaltation. His standard of right and wrong was the low standard of popular applause. No man is safe who lives that he may please men and does not seek first for the approbation of God. It was the ambition of Saul to be first in the estimation of men. And when this song of praise was sung, a subtle conviction entered the mind of the king that David would obtain the hearts of the people and reign in his stead.
The song was true, but he still got angry because he always wanted to be first and other.
You know, when he was younger, he had a close relationship with God. When he was small in his own eyes, God could use him. But see that bad seed, you know, that demon he had of wanting approval grew in. And the same way it is, but the world teaches you people that import or value are people that have things, possessions, you know, people that have degrees. It's all, you don't care nothing about if a person is a godly person, then that person is a person that you can respect, is somebody you can trust. This is a person that has a good character. Oh no, it's about possessions. It has nothing to do with character. I mean, you can have all this other stuff and marry somebody and live with a demon.
That is so true.
And that's rough.
See, Saul was king.
Yeah.
See, Saul was king, so Saul was the top man.
Oh, yeah.
So he wanted them to give him that respect. David just came on the scene. You know, he was not even a great general.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how come that was. You know, the same way about a company. You know, people gonna give the president of the company more respect than they're gonna give the person that's over, say, the mailroom. And then they might be a godly person.
Okay, we're gonna go and do this last paragraph, right, Brother Fisher, and we're gonna close.
Saul opened his heart to the spirit of jealousy by which his soul was poisoned.
So jealousy poisoned your soul. Okay.
Notwithstanding the lessons which he had received from the prophet Samuel, instructing him that God would accomplish whatsoever he chose, and that no one could hinder it, the king made it evident that he had no true knowledge of the plans or power of God.
That's what we had said earlier. No matter what God says, can nobody hinder it. You know? Okay, keep going.
Can I say something right quick? It's like what John just said, a little question about the person, naturally the person will get the president of the company more respect than the person in the jail, you know, mail room. If the person in the mail room, not what he said, I'm just going along with what he said, to say because he's right, they're going to give that person more respect. But if that person in that mail room is going to rise with his character and his Christianity or whatever, his qualities, he can be rising to be the president. The president see who everybody loves the man in the mail room. He go to put things, yeah, he's a threat to him. Instead of embracing him and saying, you know what, good quality, have him on the back and bring him on up, and they both be shining like it. But by him trying to put the person down in the mail room, he destroyed himself.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of times, people that's in power, they want to look at these cops. You let a cop pull you over, you're gonna be like, yes, sir. What did I do? You're gonna try to get out that ticket. You're that person of authority. 9 times out of 10, they one of the crookedest ones. I don't know if you guys seen that picture when Obama was walking through the White House, and the picture went viral. The janitor was cleaning, and he stopped and shook his hand. And it was like, and the picture just went viral. Everybody was like, you don't see that. Presidents usually don't mingle with the head like that. He stopped, shook his hand, talked to him. The picture went viral.
I'm not gonna shake my hand, get those germs. Yeah, do that.
Trump would have curled his little tiny lips up.
The monarch of Israel was opposing his will to the will of the infinite one. Saul had not learned by ruling the kingdom of Israel that he should rule his own spirit. He allowed his impulses to control his judgment until he was plunged into a fury of passion. He had paroxysms of rage when he was ready to take the life of any who dared oppose his will. From this frenzy, he would pass into a state of despondency and self-contempt and remorse for taking possession of his soul.
That's. By letting Satan have control over you, you're not happy. He wasn't happy. He did all that and still wasn't happy. And then you know what happened on this, to the end. He wanted to go bring somebody, family that was dead. You know? Into a rich. Okay. I want to thank you guys.